Welcome, Jujutsu Kaisen enthusiasts. Get ready to dive deep into the laughter-filled chaos of Chapter 242. I'm your friend, and today, we're dissecting the mind-bending world of Takaba's comedian technique. But before we jump in, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell for all the latest Jujutsu Kaisen content. Now, let's unravel the mysteries together. This chapter was titled Premature Death, and since we know Takaba can change reality in the imagination of his opponents, Geto's memories with Gojo are in Kenjaku, and all he has to do is a one-liner about someone strong, which would be the catalyst for a chain reaction of events of rebirth. With both of them pulling out a bunch of cosplays, playing rock, paper, scissors, a game show, and I never thought I would see Kenjaku as a cat and a nurse. But here we are. In the chapter, Kenjaku also brings out a powerful special-grade cursed spirit, whom Takaba one-shots using the power of Truck-kun. In Chapter 240, Kenjaku guessed this ability as the creation of phenomena, that is, the reality and manifestation of his own mental pictures. He wasn't far off, as Takaba's technique comedian makes anything he considers funny to become reality. But during this fight, Kenjaku also realized that this power could also impact Takaba's opponent. Now this is an insane ability because it makes Takaba the only person in the story to have a curse technique that actively messes with the surroundings like a domain would. In fact, Kenjaku even states that his technique is the resonance of the soul, meaning that he works at the level of the soul. The last technique we saw impacting the soul was Mahito's, and it was lethal. So no wonder Takaba has the potential to be stronger than Gojo. While Chapter 242 is hilarious as heck, it also highlights that cursed energy in its very base form changes reality. For example, Sukuna has such precision over it that he adapted it to slice through reality, Gojo could extend reality infinitely, and Dedu could alter reality by boogie-woogie. The reason why all this makes sense is that curses come from negative human emotions, which come from an innate desire for the world to be different from what it currently is. To put it into perspective, the death of someone close makes us sad because we want the reality to be different in the sense that they are still alive. This makes cursed energy just a means for reality manipulation. It is further proved by how Takaba can literally influence and bring out Kenjaku's own thoughts, which is why after the truck crashes into the curse, Kenjaku appears as a policeman checking Takaba's sobriety. He is asked to breathe into a bag containing a goldfish, and if the fish dies, he'll be arrested. But Takaba notices that the fish is already dead, and the scene shifts to a hospital where talented doctors Kenjaku and Takaba try and fail to revive it. Coming back to Chapter 77, Gege drew the final illustration of Gojo and Geto as friends, showing them on a stand-up comedy stage. This chapter was titled Premature Death, where the strongest duo chose their separate paths for good. However, Chapter 242 is clearly referencing this, with Kenjaku deciding to suit up and call Takaba on stage to perform stand-up. Yes, the motif of Gojo losing Geto links back to Takaba's character since he also lost his partner while following his passion for comedy. He couldn't understand the reason why continued being a comedian despite failures, and why his partner couldn't feel the same enthusiasm. We know that Jujutsu Kaisen has insane foreshadowing, which makes us wonder how the chances of this being a coincidence are extremely low. Just think about it. This panel is the only time we saw a comedy show art in the manga, and it's of Gojo and Geto. This recreation is too deliberate since Kenjaku has Geto's body, after all, meaning that Gojo is going to return. Gojo's new power after awakening. What's more, is that lime green is real. You heard that right. After the nurse gag, Kenjaku and Takaba play rock, paper, scissors, but they both do this. It could mean that the match was a draw. Then, they're transported into a quiz show where we learn about Gojo's new power. Yup. The game show host asks a question about particles and nuclear physics, and Kenjaku replies that the group of subatomic particles that create a strong reaction is called hadron. While this question seems random, hadrons are actually made of quarks which have three colors or states: red, blue, and green. Gojo already is red and blue, which combine to form purple, but when he's resurrected, He'll have even deeper quantum knowledge of cursed energy and awakened green. When all three lights mix, you get white. That will be Gojo's new power. What are your thoughts on this theory? And that wraps up our laughter-infused journey through Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 242. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of your favorite manga. Until next time, keep laughing, keep exploring, and stay tuned for more Jujutsu Kaisen revelations. This is Anime Seeker, signing off.